Hi everybody, we're currently in Penang, Malaysia for a couple of months on our slow journey following my retirement of last year. We've been on the road now for about 14 months, and one of the questions that comes up from family and friends and other travellers that we meet is how we manage our luggage. And these are people who are interested in the journey that we're on and things like that, but also those that are already on the journey, and everybody's requirements are a little bit different. My wife's still working and I'm retired, so that changes things a little bit. There's a style of travel that you might want to maintain. Some people travel with 8 kilogram backpacks, and I'm constantly in awe and amazed by how they can do that. I'm sure other people travel with 80 kilos. For us, it's 20 kilos of check-in each and 7 kilos of carry-on that we is our baseline for weight of our luggage. So that's about 54 kilos in total. So starting off with technology, I'm going to do a couple of episodes on what our luggage actually consists of, which might be useful to people who are planning a similar journey to what we're doing here. So running you through what's here on the table and what isn't, we'll start from here. This is a ViewSonic USB driven second display. It's very lightweight. It comes with a little soft pouch so it doesn't get damaged, and that's used by my wife because she's still working. It's great, working off a laptop screen solely can get a bit tedious. So having the second display there mirrors a little bit the kind of work environment you would expect from a home office or back in your workplace. We have two laptops. My wife's is not in this video. Mine is an older one because my requirements are a little bit less. Hers is a bit better and a bit larger than this one. The beauty of having the two laptops means that she can be working away, I can be doing my thing, but also the types of technology you get in the apartments that you stay in, and we're mostly Airbnbs, the occasional hotel. But certainly the Airbnbs, you can either have a really good smart television's been installed, or it can be a really, really dumb one. Either way, if you've got a good HDMI cable, you can plug it in, plug it on a laptop here, and via the VPN remain connected to the services back at home that we like to use. That it helps keep in touch with back home, so I can get on ABC iView and watch the news and shows, or SBS On Demand or Channel 7 for the news there, but also for Netflix and Prime. So it just makes it a seamless experience being able to use the laptop to drive the television. A wireless keyboard and mouse, which is what I use. They come in a nice sturdy case, also quite lightweight and small. My wife uses an ergonomic mouse because she's on the computer a bit more than I am. So that's good. We have a drone. Many of you familiar with our travels would have seen some of my drone footage. The drone itself is very, very lightweight, and the whole pack is actually not too heavy, but once you add the controller and the casing with the spare batteries in it, it adds up to a fair bit. So given the restrictions in the countries where you can fly them, particularly where we've been, so in Thailand no, in Cambodia no, Vietnam pretty much no, certain places in Cambodia, in Vietnam. Malaysia's a bit more tolerant, but even in Penang here where we are, the airport is still too close that I can't use it locally around Georgetown. So given those restrictions, it's a bit of a luxury. I really love flying it, but when I head back to Australia in a couple of months, I'll probably be leaving that behind because it does take up a little bit of weight balanced against how often I get to use it. We also have Alexa. Principally serves as a Bluetooth speaker, so we can play music and things like that, occasional karaoke. But also because it's Alexa and it's not just a Bluetooth speaker, we can ask it questions like, what's the weather today like in Georgetown, or what's the distance between Ho Chi Minh and Dalat, and things like that. So that's quite useful. It does weigh a little bit. The one thing that has against it, as opposed to a regular like JBL Bluetooth speaker, is that it doesn't have a battery in it, so it's got to be mains powered to be used, but we haven't found that to be too much of an inconvenience. A little small 1 tera drive, which we use to back up our photos from time to time and other files that we need to save. A clipper and very lightweight one for doing my beard and my noggin from time to time. We both use Samsung smartwatches for connection to our phones, and phones is a big one. So we all have our own devices. Both of us have our own devices. But the fear of losing a phone or anxiety about losing a phone is every traveller's concern, I think. We're so tethered to these devices these days, we use them for so much, including to remain in contact with each other. So if Connie's across town and stuff like that, then we're always in connection with each other. If somebody loses their phone, it can be a bit of an uncomfortable moment. So having a spare phone doesn't remove that anxiety, but it does make it easier to stand up a phone very quickly and get things back on track should one be lost or stolen. So that's why we carry that. A variety of cables that you might need, including the HDMI cable that I mentioned before. We've got a few more than that, but just have a spare for backup, and in case one of your cables gets damaged or broken. You can always buy a new cable, obviously, quite easily, but it just makes it easier. These are the travel adapters we use. We've got 3 of these. These are great. Lots of USB ports down the side, and the ability just to easily switch to any other kind of country. We've used these throughout Southeast Asia and Europe and other places, and they're invaluable. My DJI camera. So like the drone, what I'm filming on is a little action cam. It's also a DJI. I stick with the same brand because they rate quite well. They're a good brand, but also similarity with the operation and the apps, and you use off your phone in order to drive them and stuff like that. Just makes it easy to seamlessly go from one to the other and understand how they built the apps and how it all works. So there you go. That's a snapshot of the technology that we're using on our journey, and I hope you found that interesting. In the next episode, I'll cover off on another aspect of our luggage, and by the end of the series, you'll be able to see, okay, so this is how they do their 20 kilos and 7 kilos each. All right, bye for now.